Since the UK ambassador, the new UK ambassador who had come to pay a courtesy call. The meeting went a little bit above, but it was in the interest of the country. We had decided to convene this engagement with you, being the lead ministry that coordinates Liberia engagement with the Millennium Challenge Corporation of the United States, so as to give you all, members of the press and the Liberian people, the status of Liberia's engagement with the MCC, and that to inform Liberian people that this engagement with the MCC is for Liberia. And so, had often said that in development, let us unite. You all know that in December 2023, when President Mboka was elected president, in December before inauguration, he paid a visit to the United States and had some engagements with critical movers and shakers in the American government and development financing institutions, including the IMF. One of the places he stopped was at the MCC, meeting the then CEO and head of the MCC, Madam Albright, in December 2023. He updated the MCC's team on his vision for the country and that solicited their strong partnership. President Mboka left a very good impression on the team. And when we came in as heads of the fiscal management team, beginning with my predecessor, Honorable Boyma Kamara, and the team, most of them were still they are here. I came in September, and we went to the IMF World Bank annual meetings. And topmost on our agenda was engagement with the MCC. We have been engaging. We have an office here that works on MCC matters. Let me thank all our technicians and the technical people led by Deputy Minister Debu Wazuo. So we have constant engagement, technically. But at the principles level, we must engage and make the right impression and answer the right questions. And so we had a very successful meeting with the entire MCC team in October 2024, and that they were impressed. And from that engagement, we were assured that Liberia's eligibility will be confirmed by the MCC board. We did not stop there. We had engagements at the State Department. We also had engagement with the U.S. Treasury then. The president continued to diplomatically engage with critical leaders in the U.S. government. So this effort, informed also by the scorecard, it is good that the country has also been on a path of passing the indicators. That was critical. We inherited some passes. That was critical. We want to thank all and sundry, present and past. We didn't meet it at ground zero. There were some efforts done. We acknowledge that. Our job was to clinch it and to use football parlance to score the goal, to hit target. And the president led the process, and we hit target. Liberia was qualified, was elected by the MCC board in December for eligibility for a second compact. You know that the MCC compact, the first compact of 257 million grant, helped also rehabilitate The hydroelectric facility that has been damaged is one of the casualties of our war. Now we are producing some electricity. Yes, all our problem in power has not been solved or have not been solved, but we have some light we're getting. And the hydroelectric facility is one of the main sources. And it also helped us with water and sanitation in some areas. But the main focus of the MCC support was the rehabilitation of McCoffey. It is there today. And so Liberians have a fond attachment with MCC. Don't wonder why when they heard about the Liberia passing for the second compact, people were jubilant. People were generally jubilant, although I cannot say that everyone was jubilant. I don't have control over that. But Liberians generally were jubilant. And so we began the process. This January, an MCC team visited Liberia, right in this conference room with the ambassador, because we were beginning the process in earnest. And the process entails hiring a new team for the MCC office, a national coordinator, and senior economists in few positions, including a private sector specialist, environmental specialist, gender specialist, and a few other specialists. And those jobs were meant for Liberians. We put out the ad for the first two jobs, the national coordinator and the senior economist. And we had a process that involved other ministries, other institutions, and the transparency entities were part of a process, GSC and others, to ensure that the recruitment was transparent so that we get the best of the best, the cream de la cream of Liberia in this process. And I'm told that just for two positions, we have 170 applications from Liberians from all across. And I lauded all of them for their interest. When I saw some of the CVs, very impressed with Liberians. Since that time, we haven't been able to answer their questions because there was a transition in the US government and things were put on pause for review. Although they say us interpreted the pause as stop. You know, there are three main buttons on some of us who come from the old school. You get to pause the play and the stop. Old cassette, right? Dimash? I don't see them now. So pause was interpreted as stop, but it was actually pause because it was on a review by the U.S. government under the State Department headed by Secretary of State Rubio. We've been engaging as a government with the MCC, the new team. There's a new team, new government, new team. One of the outcomes or the intentions of President Bokai's visit to the U.S. was not just to go to the White House, was to engage the entire U.S. system. And so we were on the team and we were deployed in multiple dimensions. The security folks were engaging on the security level. The diplomatic folks, my colleague, the foreign minister, was engaging, and I was engaging on the economic level. And so it was, action-packed engagement all across. President Boakai, you all followed the engagement at the White House, and I don't want to belabor that. Liberia is on the map. Good impressions came out, and the president was not just speaking good English in Washington. he was making good moves. And so we were deployed at the MCC. I led the team that went and engaged the new team, led by Mr. Suhan Das Gupta and the entire team. And we briefed the team on where we are. They were interested in a lot of things, asked a whole lot of questions, and we gave them comfortable answers. And that they promised that they would escalate their impressions to Secretary Rubio, and that we hear from them. As you know, we also on some engagement, even after the president's engagement, back to the White House, coordinated by head of President Trump's fifth office, Madam Paula White. I was at the White House, I think, of 2 days after the president's visit, because we are trying on the aid side, it's not the MCC side, to salvage certain things, especially for education and health. The fifth office is making some push for Liberia. We met Mr. Donaldson, who coordinates the office. I've accordingly put them in touch with the Minister of Education and the Minister of Health, talking about programs on a USAID that were caught with the hope of salvaging something for those two critical sectors. And my colleagues are working tooth and nail. When things reach a point of fruition, I think the press will be accordingly briefed. So this process has been on review, and that on, I think, Friday or so this week or last week, we received a formal letter from Mrs. Alicia Robinson Morgan, whom we met before when we met the MCC. She is the Deputy Vice President for Compact Operations, informing us that the MCC board, that the MCC has proposed Liberia for reaffirmation, and that the board is meeting early next week, sometime next week, to consider and possibly do the reaffirmation. So where we are, given all the indicators, we are hopeful that our country, your country, Steve Masters' country, Kevin Deming's country, Leonard Doodle's country will be approved for reaffirmation. What does that mean? It means that where we were in the process, when the pause button was pressed, it means that the play button will be pressed. So where we were, we continue from there. And let me explain where we were. When you are declared eligible for compact development, what happens is that it's a process. It's a process where the country works with the MCC to develop a compact proposal. In that process, there is something that is called a growth constraints analysis. The MCC team that you will hire in conjunction with them, we come up with an analysis on the key impediments to growth or development in the country. Because MCC money should be focused, it is catalytic. So, you know, the past, there was a constraints analysis done for the first compact. At the time, it was deemed the constraints were lack of power, I think lack of rules, and access to finance. So you saw that the NCC focused most of its funding to power. Well, a new constraints analysis, we've done the National Development Plan. We've identified where we are generally. You know, the National Development Plan costs $8.34 billion. Whatever resource we get from the MCC would not be $8.34 billion. The MCC will give us some money, and it is after that process, the growth constraints analysis, projects will be identified in the key sectors, costed, and then the costing of all those projects will determine the specific amount. We are hopeful that the amount will be very significant. You know, so we don't want to nickel and dime on amounts now. It could be, I see people floating figures. It could be below the figures they are floating. It could be higher than the figure they are floating out there. So at this point, there is not an amount. The good relations we have, the good signals this government working with all of you, we are putting out there as a country, is keeping us on track, and we're very hopeful. When Liberia's case was brought before the MCC board last year in December, it was not only that we were approved, but we were unanimously approved. Not one board member raised any issue. So Liberia has friends across the entire US spectrum. And so the outgoing ambassador, you know, is also very upbeat. Ambassador Turner, he sent me an email, very upbeat, that he's very happy that as he transitions, you know, the MCC is still alive. And so next week, hopefully we'll be able to give you details, but there's where we are. There's where we are. Let's look to next week to get the formal board approval. But all indicators are positive for your country. So that's the briefing I wanted to give you, and give you the opportunity to ask one or two specific questions related to the MCC. Thank you.
This time, we're not saying what to Madam Patience Women, who will not regulate the question.
Thank you, a request for coming this afternoon. We will take few questions. If you have any questions, we ask, just raise your hand. For your institution, your institution, that you answer. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm Faflet Kumar from ELBC. Minister, thank you very much. I just want to know if the compact has been developed, and if so, we are waiting the post approval before any amount is announced.
Well, let me explain this process. It is a process leading engagement. One, you are declared eligible for the development of a compact. The development of a compact comes with you doing a constraints analysis. It was done before, maybe 2012, 2013. Currently, where we are as a country, the MCC will want to know, you know, will do another constraints analysis. Currently, what are the constraints to growth? There are reports out there. Those reports will help the MCC. The process may not take that long. And then the areas identified, the MCC will direct, you know, its money to helping us to tackle, address those constraints. So then those projects will be prepared. And then the costing, the total cost of those projects will be put together in a compact agreement that will then sign. I, as Minister of Finance, will sign with the MCC to say it's an MCC compact agreement. At this point, we are not at this point of a compact agreement. We at the point of we're at the initial stages of developing the compact or the compact proposal. But it starts with the constraints analysis. We're hiring a senior economist, a national coordinator, and all those people, they were to help, or they are to help in that process. Let me say that Liberia's engagement or Liberia's respect at the level of the MCC is significant. In the email to me, the Deputy Vice President, Madam Robinson Morgan, said, and I will quote, she said, I would like to thank you for your engagement and your collaboration. Please know that the MCC has the greatest respect for your government as a partner and have greatly appreciated the opportunity to work together towards a common objective. So we're working towards a common objective. From all indications, we are on track. We are hopeful that the board will green light the play button on our MCC engagement, and then we go into recruiting the manpower quickly, doing the constraints analysis quickly, so that the projects can be identified. You know, it will take some time, maybe more than a year or so, you know, and then we go and sign an agreement. Let me give this information. People are comparing with Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone won its second compact, I think, if I'm not mistaken, 2020 or 2021. Second compact. Liberia won its second compact December 2024. In September 2024, my colleague, the Minister of Finance of Sierra Leone, Fanta Mamadi Bangura, signed with the MCC a 480 million compact agreement, September 2024. So Sierra Leone has been way ahead of us, way ahead of us. So now, in the concept of the play button, if someone is ahead of you and then they press play, the person will be ahead of you because the press pause. Everybody, you know, remember that thing in the past where they say stick and then we wait. Play. So Sierra Leone is ahead. So they're ahead because they were ahead before. Yeah, play. So, and if there was one or two, I think a country was even in implementation already with their projects. Everything paused. So they were ahead, they are ahead. So we are behind in the process. And that we will hope and will work to ensure that the development process will be expedited. But all indicators are good. We're continuing to make good results, good indicators on all the scorecards. And this is all government approach, led by the president, assisted by the vice president. We coordinate with the other ministries. The scorecards are not just the responsibility of the Ministry of Finance. You have issues that relate to gender, education, health. So it's you know, and even civil society. What we do as a country, you know, is important. And let me say this: we can haggle, we can argue based on the kind of stripes we wear, political, tribal, religious, and everything. When it comes to development, let's unite. Because the electricity that the MCC First Compact is giving, no government has asked for political party ID card to give the line. No government. The roads that are being built, no government has asked for political party ID card, tribal ID card, religious ID card as to who will get on the road. Let's unite. We are all in this together. I wish that we can all wish our country well. Although I have no control as to whether everyone will wish the country well. But from where I sit and from what I sense, Liberia will win. And so let's keep engaging, and we value the work of you all members of the press. We're all in this together.
So we'll take team strategy.
As a minister, I just want to know in the constraint analysis, who does that, the Liberian team or the MCC team, or how is it going to work?
Okay.
I heard you in the French comeback, resources that were provided by the MCC, we applied that to availability and affordability of electricity. If we were to do the second analysis, constraint analysis, what would that be applied?
Well, I cannot second guess that what. Well, the team that is going to be hired, they will be Liberians working with the new MCC office. You know, we had an MCC office before, headed by Money Captain. That office, you know, the compact process is 5 years. After 5 years, the office was closed. Compact one, I think it was 2020 or 2021, something like that. So we are hiring Liberians to do the work again, because we are going to second compact. We're going to have the team, core team. We already have the backbone of the team at the Ministry of Finance. They're working. You see these individuals, you know, what's the last name again? Yes. You know, he's one of the top technicians, you know, working on the thing. And we have other people. People are working every day. And so this team that we're going to hire, they're going to come in and lead this process. That constraints analysis will be done by Liberians in coordination. The MCC doesn't leave you alone, you know, in coordination with the MCC in the US. They will give the support, you know. From the beginning, the government will fund their operation, and later on, their operation will be bankrolled by the MCC, money from the MCC. So that's how it goes. They're going to develop the constraint analysis, working with all the sectors. They will develop the appropriate proposals and projects that the constraints analysis will identify. They will come and say, reaffirm what happened in the past. They will come and say, road connectivity still remains a challenge. And so we still need to put money here. Or power still remains a challenge. They could find new, you know, challenges, update themselves. And so let's give them chance. It's going to be an analytical piece, but, you know, it's a good thing that we're almost there. I didn't feel good as a Minister of Finance when I heard that 170 of our compatriots had applied for just 2 positions, and even at that, we couldn't give them answers. So it means that whomsoever comes out of this process should know that the person will be substantive in terms of competence, qualification, and delivery.
Front page Africa.
Mr. Minister, thank you for the explanation. I'm trying to from this Africa. You talked about the team looking at those things. What I also want to know is that can you provide the priority area and the challenges you think the ministry can consider in order to achieve this combined?
Well, you know, we have a national development plan that lays out our priorities. The arrest agenda for inclusive development, the agriculture, rule of law, you know, the education, tourism is there, you know, power. In the arrest agenda, there are 6 pillars: economic transformation, infrastructure development, which is the biggest pillar, infrastructure development. That's power, roads, and we also have human capital development, education. You saw that we're signing agreements in last week for the construction of more than 100 schools beginning, I think, September. You know, so we're operating on many fronts. The MCC money, the MCC will do an updated work to see how, if when we cross this line, and hopefully when the press or the play button is pressed, they will do that work. And I don't think it will take too much time because there's much information now. You know, there was a constraints analysis done before, and we have a development plan that has a lot of information. So they will not be starting from the ground floor. So we expect that our process will be expedited, and that and then it will lead into to identification of projects and where the monies will go, whatever monies we get out of it. Yeah.
You know, so
Okay, Mr. Minister, thank you so much. My name is David Dix and I'm looking for the development. I'd like to know because MCC emphasizes evidence-based decision making. So I'd like to know how is Liberia preparing to gather the necessary raw data and conduct the required constraint analysis.
Well, you see, these technical folks, what they do all the time, they gathering data, and also data that informs MCC work is not only from government. Reports are prepared by different institutions. Some of them are NGOs, civil society. So it's a transparent process. So data is everywhere. So all they do is to coordinate, collate, and synthesize, analyze, and make decisions. So, but our technical folks working on it, the constraints analysis will depend on data, you know. And as I said, they're not going to be starting from the ground floor. We have a whole national development plan to start from. If you are an economist, you have all these things done for you. You're not going to spend too much time thinking, too much good information out there. So, you know, data is all around.
we'll take the last one. Council Blair.
Yeah, thank you, Honorable Minister. I'm Nelson Blair. On the weekend, we saw celebration across social media. It was presented as if Nigeria has already won. Everything that clarity has been provided today. I want to know, especially when you spoke of Liberia's position at the level of the compact board, Liberia has some good friends there. What is Liberia's fate, given your own analysis of everything? Is it a 50-50?
Well,
40-60?
maybe let me interpret celebration. Interpret celebration. If the pause was interpreted by some as stop, it's like, you know, let me explain it this way. You have a process where you go to hospital and someone describes your presence in the hospital as death. And it is found out that you have not died. People will celebrate the mere fact that you did not die, because others might have been wishing your death. So those that are celebrating might be celebrating the fact that, you know, the MCC process did not die. That alone is a cause for celebration. Because while I hope that no one was celebrating or wishing for death, as I said, I cannot say that people did not wish for it. You get what I'm saying? So I can understand celebration. You heard what I read from the vice president, deputy vice president for compact operations. Liberia has a very strong relationship with the US. President Barker was among 5 African heads of state selected by President Donald Trump. The White House has been an interesting place to be for presidents. President Barker came out, and Liberia became, you know, a place of positive attention. You see, look, things are interconnected. People are talking about the celebration of Christmas, 26, all across. The typical Liberian, there's no joke. It's hopeful. Whether it's in the US, the UK, Australia, why did you see the vim and vigor in the celebration? And there's across political parties. I celebrate Liberians for celebrating Liberia. Indicators are looking good for our country. Besides the MCC, we're working with the IMF for something called the Resilience Sustainability Facility. When we have done what we are doing, it's going to unlock some resources to this country. It's going to the development of this country. So we were declared eligible for the development of a compact proposal. That was what we want. We had not reached the stage where we had signed with the American government a compact agreement. A compact agreement comes after a constraints analysis is done. Projects are identified in the various sectors. You'll be clear on the sectors that will benefit, the amounts, and everything. At that point, the dollars and cents will be known. As I said, it will be significant.
Yeah, me too, Amy.
You mean I've been talking to myself all the time?
Apparently. Yeah.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Nightly Exchange. Thank you so much for being here. I told it wise to put this video, and I guess we'll be doing that from now on before we come on, instead of just having you wait in the back for us. Because some people don't watch these videos, right? Interviews won't happen, so gotta give you the luxury to, the time to do that. But thank you so much for being here with us. This is the Nightly Exchange. Go on YouTube, Facebook, and follow us. Subscribe. You'll find us on Liberia Watch News. And please share while you're there. Share, so we can come and have some fun, and engage with each other while we're here to talk Mama Liberia, our beloved country, which is now on the map in everybody, little magnifying glasses around the world. So that's a good thing for us, for Liberia, for Mama Liberia. So we appreciate you guys. The commenters, yes, let's keep this engaging and not boring. Let's make this community is ours. This is the show for everyone, like we always say, right? Everyone from every political party, religion, whatever. We are here. We are all Liberians. We're here to do this for our country. If you want to come here and promote your party, or come here and just let's talk Liberia, please do. You want me to pull a link down? I think I should be doing that, right, Ray? Instead of waiting for people to ask for it, to be putting it down in the comment section. And
absolutely, I think you should do that
when they want to come on. So I will do that. So with that, welcome, Mobile. Long time no see. With that, a cap on. Welcome to Ray.
Hi, Ron.
Let's
welcome, Amy. Nice seeing you as always, Mobile. Been a while. What's up?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. How you doing?
No, man. Megan talk all, man.
Megan talk, you smart. Megan talk about that.
Megan talk.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I guess women can do that. So, guys, what's on your mind? I think.
Man. Yeah, absolutely. Look, a lot is on my mind. And a lot have to do with the positive reverberation of what is happening in my country. Amy, it was so good that you played the last time we played this, finance minister Gafuans we just gave a little synopsis of what it was, but I think you did justice to our listening audience and our viewers tonight when you decided to at least play in its entirety at length. So there are a lot of things said over there, and some of the things that I really took from his assessment in combining with what is on my mind, obviously, is the fact that this guy he's a profession. I mean, he's a professionalist. He knows exactly what he's doing, and he knows how to really explain it. And I did, in fact, mention the last time that all of this celebration that you saw happening on the 26th, there was a direct correlation between what is happening in Liberia underneath the administration of President Joseph Numa Boakai with the exuberance or the level of exuberance displayed by Liberians on 26 days across the world.
Absolutely.
There was a correlation there. And if you don't believe what I'm telling you, you guys just heard it from
you can deny that all you want, but it was.
You know what I mean? You can deny all you want. I think Liberians in the diaspora are included, and I think Mobile had the opportunity to speak for himself, and Amy, you included as well. There is this level of calm, there's a level of peace, there's a level of kind of comfort that Liberians are feeling right now with the direction in which our country is trending. And that's because we have a stable leader. We have somebody who's obviously far-sighted. And we know who actually, we know what exactly he wants to do. And he's pivoting towards all of these things. So, I mean, I'm excited about that. And I'm actually excited about, the MCC compact, grant. I think there's a lot of positive things to ensue coming out of Washington on the president.
My brother Wesley, let me give you Wesley want to be famous tonight. Let me make him famous.
Thank you, Amy. Back to you.
Wesley, is coming back 2029. Don't hold your breath, Wilson. Don't hold your breath. I just put a comment. I mean, the link in the comment section. If you want to come on, the links are right there. You can click on whichever one and join us if you want to. Yeah, Maba, what's on your mind?
Yeah, thank you, I mean, and thank you to Ray. How you guys doing today? And thank you to our many listeners.
I am blessed by His grace.
Oh, great. There's a lot going on in our country.
Take it to the bag.
Some propagandists, want to come on every time, say a lot of stuff against this government, and we are watching, and we are seeing a lot of progress in this government. When you look at the rural connection, and one of the things you see them discussing about a cup of rice. How much for bag of rice? They don't discuss about it no more because the rest press, the Liberian people can afford it. And we are talking about roads. There are a lot of roads projects going on in the country, and which of course I'm so excited about it. And also, we'll talk about the current issue. You hear people crying about heat these days. You hear people crying, say, "Oh my, no, did that? I get current in my house." People now in Liberia, every corner you pass, people celebrating current. Today, I was so lucky. I came across
the light.
I was so lucky today. I came across a woman who was celebrating current in rice press. I could remember Georgia 1.5 term. Rice shortages were in the country, and there were gasoline shortages. And people seeing all these things happening, and under this government, the only thing they can say, rule of law, because the government trying to run after some people who embezzle the Liberian people money. And again, this government is on the map. This government is doing the right thing. It's on the right path. And we will keep pushing it. If they do the wrong, we'll say it. But for now, people will come to say what they want to say. Is that right? Is that right to say what they want to say? Is that right to petition that government? And is that right to come and run, that propagandist or propaganda against the government. They get other people, they get other citizens who realize to themselves that this government is one of the best government in the Republic of Liberia, because this government have had put a lot of criminal behind suspend, and some of them put them behind bar, and they were free to bond and all that stuff. So this government, when it comes to corruption, this government working so hard. So a lot of positive things happening, and we're looking forward. We're looking for following the show in whatsoever topic. We will dive into it, and we'll see what happens. Thank you.
Thank you, Maura. I appreciate you. To Ray, thank you guys for coming on. So I know we have a few things to talk about, but I wanted to highlight a video that I seen today. I don't know the full detail, but I'm excited. So I wanted to play that video, right? And about thing like a factory in Liberia. I don't know if you've seen it. I was the only one that watched it today. I sent it
Well,
to
you mean the slipper factory?
Yes. What? I'm like, dude, give me more details on this. These are things that we want to see in Liberia happening. And I was so full of joy today when I seen that, like it was mine, right? But no, not because it was mine, because I've seen people, working.
Things are happening.
I'm sorry?
I said things are happening. Things are happening in the country. I mean, there's a low skill, but even at that, it's evident that Librarians are working and Librarians are getting paid while working.
But Ture, they say 1 cent is better than nothing.
Oh,
now you get slipper company, other factory that will be coming. You don't know. Other factory want to come, they look at the electricity, and look, before you come in, let me just come in.
Take it away.
Before a company come into our nation, they get a lot of assessment to carry on. They get the electricity, they get roads, and they get all the factors that come with it. So, and now we are seeing we got a slipper factory in our country, and people working. There's a job up there, people working and getting paid. And if other companies start looking at these things happening, you think what they will do? They will say, but wait though, I think their company now generating something and job creation, and we see how they're making more profit we can come to. And you see people come, they look, these things happening, but because we're from a country where everything is politics, people are not carrying these things outside so that other people can see. We that in the diaspora, people watching, people want to come and invest. But every day we see people coming saying negative things, people saying things what's not even in the confine of the Liberian people or in the confine of the law. They just say what they want to say because we call them angry loser. Every day they're angry. They don't want to see no good in our country. So these things will happen. And my brother Ture, these things, a lot of companies will come in the country. Trust me, before Joseph Yima Baga says year end, right? We'll see companies and people will be employed. Because, look, before companies come, they look at your government also. They look at your entire government. No, in Joseph Yima Baga, no playboy in that government. But in the other government, there are a lot of playboys.
Don't pay a negative bonus. Let's not speak too far.
No, I just saying something about. I believe that before they call 6 years finish on Joseph Yima Baga, there'll be a lot of companies. Company will come, concession, and that concession will come that will benefit the Liberian people as well. As we watch, if we see something going contrary, we say it. We won't get paid by nobody, but we get to say the truth. If anything go wrong, tomorrow our children will blame us. Say our father, our mother were having the courage to talk. But they never say the truth. So anytime we come on the platform, we say the truth. When a bad thing, we say. When a good thing, we say. But for now, look, we are happy. And I think that this country moving in the right direction. We got rice, we got current road is going on. Look, the economy will set. People will be happy. But it's just a matter of time.
Right. Since we on things that are going on in the country, that this is another thing that in the health sector. See this dude just keep laughing when Mobile talk, but let me focus. In the health sector that we said things are happening. It's not on the large scales yet, but little. a little, and I came across this too. I want to play it. You want to get all the video? Come on, this now. Yeah, but right here. Go back to it. Mhm. It says Insano County, Ray. There you go. Oopsie. And you see, this is the hospital that I'll say it back against me. Hold on.
Where is this hospital?
This is in Greenville.
Southeast. Okay.
Yeah, this is the southeast of Liberia.
In Joria Hunter.
Hey, your leader, Papini. Let's just talk about the good things that are happening right now. See, this hospital was renovated. Let me look for the.
Wow. Wow.
Let me look for the right up on there.
Wow.
Yeah,
In
man.
the southeast. Wow.
In the southeast, little at a time. Like I say, it's not, that they're not doing justice to these things, right? I expect them to like give us the before and after, and it'll make so apparently this wasn't going on at the time when this.
Like these are not just these
So
are
let me
not
just
coincidence.
let me just give you a little information. You can go there. It's in a move for rural healthcare in the southeast region of Liberia, of the country. I don't know these terms in the, I don't know. Weibo, I'm sorry, Weibo time. So gonna time that my brother making your healthcare has
Like
begun.
what town in there, man? Anyway,
Yeah.
call it, we understand it, we know that.
Healthcare has begun for surgical services, including C-section, cesarean sections, hernia repair, and more. Under the leadership of Dr. Milton B.Z. Yima, the first son medical doctor, the facility has undergone rapid transformation with support from the government of Liberia through the Ministry of Health to Riverside County Health team. So 20 surgeries already completed, new medical beds donated, renovation funded by the National Allotment. This marks a major steps in decentralizing essential health service and reducing pressure on our people. Fishertown Hospital. There you have it. So as we talk about things that are happening, these are some of the things that we don't hear about, right? We hear all this other stuff in the news. Of course, that everybody would not be happy at the same time. You have some people upset about certain things, and some things will be going on, but the fact that we don't hear about these things, these little things, that's why when we see it, somehow we try to show to the people that things are looking up in Liberia. It's not all bad news all the time that we hear from the big platforms and stuff. So I just have to tell Wise to play that. Teray, you can come in.
Yeah, so basically, that is a high level, kind of standardized facility right there. Don't look at the shape of the building, but look at the content within the building. You see that place is clean.
Mm-hmm.
It looks inviting. And that's all in effort of the decentralization, project and initiative that's been rolled out by this president, by this administration, bringing service to the people. You're talking about C-section, you're talking about onion operation, all of that stuff. These are stuff that you would not sort of anticipate happening in rural places. You know what I'm saying? So there is certain level of intentionality, there is certain level of deliberate effort being applied by this government by bringing some of these stuff to the people where they at. So instead of a pregnant woman being rushed to JFK from all the way in the Southeast, let's have these facilities available, readily available for them, just in case. I mean, that is a government that cares for its people. That is a government that really wants to ease the pressure on its people. That is a government that really cares about the welfare and well-being of its people. And that is the intention that I see here. I mean, look, Amy, I don't know about some of y'all, or I mean, a lot of our brothers and sisters on the other side. I don't look at Liberia through a political lens. I look at Liberia through the lens of a common sense. And what we are seeing right now, you can tell from everything that's happening in this country, less distraction, a lot of good news. Less distraction, a lot of work. Less distraction, value is being added to lives of the people. That's the whole essence of government. And Omer Bwaka is doing that. Some of us might have certain level of reservation on certain things. But to be quite honest, the good outweighs the bad right now. The good outweighs the bad so massively, it's not even close. And I know a lot of you might think that, Toure, really speaking, Toure is very optimistic about this government. Oh, yeah, because Toure got common sense. Toure is not blended by partisan, lens. I mean, I'm not a Unity Party partisan, but I got common sense, and Liberia should be all of us common denominator. So I think this president gets it, and the Liberian people are now reaping what they sow. Back to you, Amy.
Laura?
Yeah. Look, I think the president doing extremely well when it comes to the health sector. But we all can see that the Nigga Hospital been there for the past more than how many years. There was no renovation, there was no upgrade. And the president, think that, you know what? The people in this town from other places, they need to go Monrovia. They need to go JFK. They can do everything right here. They will upgrade from A all the way. And he did. And only that one we're seeing, but there are a lot of other hospitals in a rural area that the president is carrying on renovation. They are working on those hospitals. They went to bombing. They went to how you call the place? To Bassop, Grand Bassop. So, and it's not all. They're going places. How much these things come out, the president, where you bring a report, the president will go and work according to that. And we're seeing progress. All will not just be one day or one time. No. These things go in the budget, and sometimes the budget takes years. So, and our people need to understand. Now the government's doing these things, let them follow the footsteps, at least by doing the right thing. Right? It's not all. When it comes to the medical sector, it's not all. There are a lot of other things going on, but how much we are discussing, the topic of discussion is the hospital. There are so many hospitals that are going on right now in the country. And look at the hospital, and look at, so, and it's not all. Some hospital, they put in medication, they put in bed. Look, a lot of it happening around the county. It's not only in Great Bassop. It's not only in Bomi County. It's happening. So we as Liberians, we need to come together and understand that all will not just happen one time. There's 1 year and some months in the in this government, and we're seeing some changes. It may not happen overnight, but it will happen gradually. How much we are on the media, we're pushing this government, they will do the right thing. So, I mean, for that aspect, I think we should get the president kudos, and we just pray that other area that they contact the president. If they can get, if they can get good health facility, let it contact the Ministry of Health and work along with the president and make sure you get a facility there to them, so that it can be from when you move from distance. Like for example, on the highway and thing where you see people, sometimes have dangerous accident, nowhere to come Morovia. Before they reach Morovia, they already die. So the government need to make that strategy, and people need to come all. The president won't can do all. He need our help. He need your help, citizen. He need people from all the places, so that they can say, you know what, we need so hospital here. So God forbid if something happen, so we can be able to help people, more especially on our Kakata Highway and other places. But the president will not just sit and happy. Go to the president, go to the health ministry, and get your petition and see how it works. Thank you, Nelson.
Thank
I mean, I think I'm my brother Nelson.
It was the I spoon your blood. Nelson. Call me Nelson one more time. My brother, your lighting, is it frozen? You there? You using the street light or you in the house? Because it look like you outside.
The man dead, but the man not make it.
Yeah.
The man get quarreled, but the man is late in la bro. People sleeping, man come say want participate in the show. You get leave inside you talk.
That's
Yeah, but it's not even safe for him to be out there.
That's
the
safe.
point.
You're putting your hand outside at this time of the night, but anyways.
Yeah, we don't want anyone getting attacked while live with us. That would be
But again, la bro, my man. The security sector is coming out small than not all, but at least.
Well, it is coming up.
Yeah, small, but you don't want to push it now, Maba.
I know that why I say small. I say small.
But yeah, guys. So it's a move from the House today. I thought these people was on break, but anyways, it's that the House Joint Committee places the Joint Committee on Investment and Concession and Transport of the House of Representatives has taken decisive action following the failure of Liberia Traffic Management, the LTM, to appear for an investigative hearing on Thursday, the 31st. The hearing was in response to a petition filed by a grief employees of the LTM regarding concern over the concession granted to LTM. While all invited parties honor the committee summer, LTM failed to appear without providing any written excuse, stalling the progress of investigation. As a result, the Joint Committee has issued a stay order on all operation of the LTM, pending a full legislative review of the concession agreement. In the interim, the Ministry of Transport has been mandated to resume its full statutory responsibility, specifically motor vehicle registration, issuance of driver's license, enforcement of all transportation-related regulation in collaboration with the Liberia National Police. The Chief Clerk of the House has been instructed by 40 communicate these decisions to the relevant authorities. So, guys, all in all, we've been hearing a lot of noise about this whole LTM, and the Senate also put a stay order on it, right? And from there, I guess it went down to the House, and the House tried to investigate this situation and summon both parties. And like we're hearing it, the LTM management did not show up, so they decided to put a stay on this. Now, there's a lot of noise in this deal, but First, let me hear what you think about it first before I go on mine. The LTM and the whole transport something right now.
Well, I think it's a mess.
Hard ones.
You know,
Yeah.
I think it's a mess. Is a hard mess. And this is what we talk about oversight, and I think those guys are at least working now. There are a lot of things over there that need to be sort of like a lot of eyeballs need to be thrown at them to really see. There are a lot of entities. There are a lot of you know.
Well, there's a lot of conflicted information on this view, the whole noise and stuff. That have the past administration involved in it, and something about getting a 15% cut.
Yeah.
They are behind the whole something, and they're making it saying people are making it all the public to know that they're taking jobs from Liberians, even though the contract is not being given to Liberian, but there are some good stuff in this for Liberians. And the way people are making it like it's going to take jobs away, and it's not so. While we want Liberians to have these contracts and stuff, I mean, should we alienate these people? Like, if they have some kind of agreement with the past government and it was not honored, and is this government is trying to take it on and think that there's something good in it, should we be spraying these rumors saying that this will happen? I mean, not should we are not doing it, but others who are because they have interest in what it is now and don't want it to be changed. So I mean, it's a lot going on here, but do you think this is a good move for the House to do this and in order for them to investigate?
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's within that jurisdictional power to do that, and I think they should exhaust, all of their rights to do so. Because at the end of the day, if something not working for the Liberian people, this is where that legislative oversight come handy. Look, there are a lot of things that happen in our country where Liberia being looted, Liberia being sort of exploited in so many areas.
Yeah.
We can go down even in CTN. That is a total different ball game. And this one right here, because there's always a bottleneck to everything people do in our country. Somebody seeing us somewhere eating money somewhere.
Something gotta be somebody on
you know what I'm saying? It's always the case. So Liberia, I'll tell you, Amy, and this is where some of us are so highly optimistic about the prospect about what this woman can do. It's not going to be easy for a country that has been subjected to so many exploitation and stripping it naked of all of this wealth. For you to come and try to fix that, I mean, it is as hard. It is as difficult as trying to brush a crocodile teeth. Have you ever attempted to brush the brush crocodile teeth before me? That's how Liberia's situation is. So yes, I mean, let the investigate this. Let them know exactly who are on there, and yeah, I mean, anything in our country when there's something investigation how to do anything, I'm not gonna say, and besides, what I think is gonna take job from Liberians. Let me tell you this: it don't matter. If it's not done right, it's not done at all. You know what I mean? If it's not done right, it's not done at all. And I know a lot of people are saying, they fire sedition, they fire ANC, they fire LPP, whatever that case is. If you think shutting down the entire entity and doing a whole hiring process all over again based on qualification, I'm all for that. Because there are a lot of people that are in position with absolute no, like, they have absolute no reason for being in certain positions, right? There are a lot of people in position to emulate someone in America, but they're working like bro.
But right, this is where we come in when this government
So there's
first
so many things, man.
when this government first took over, when they see as their boss, we're going and removing these people that are not doing anything and people are just there. It was a big thing in the country. People try to politicize it. Some people try to make it they're taking food from people's table. They're doing this, they're doing that, and even though the food were not getting on that table in the right way, and some people were using that behind the scene, having multiple account numbers that pay were going to, and these
Some
people
of ghost
never existed.
ghost names.
Yeah, it was a problem. So doing this now,
Yeah.
even with this deal, people are saying, "Oh, they're trying to take, fire a lot of people and do this." It's like you want to do the right thing, you want the country to be right, but once you try to do it, people complain about these things. Like when you try to do it the right way, as long as people are eating and it's being done the wrong way, they want it to stay like that. So why he know better? So why we also wanted to change? Why we also want Liberians to have jobs? But if we have some concession or whatever it is that benefits Liberians, but other people are making it look ugly because they have some kind of, like we said, their hands are in the pockets of these people, or something is getting there and they're trying to. Should the president be listening to this? Because as like we said, our country, you have a lot of gullible people there. Whatever people tell them, they listen to it. And some of these drivers, they don't even have anything to do with them. You're just a driver. What is your issue in the whole thing here, right? But people bringing them in the street to complain about these. And like we said, our police are over, they don't have the manpower. So if some of these deals are coming in to kind of help them out in these areas, because it's not Liberian doing it, is it we should tend it to be a bad thing? Welcome, my brother. How you doing? Thank you for joining us.
I'm good. I'm good. And you?
I'm blessed, God. So yeah, to finish, so we can bring him. Yeah.
Well, at the end of the day, this is my line of teaching. Anything that is not done right is not done at all. All right? Anything that's not done right is not done at all. And besides, there is absolutely no country have succeeded in all of its developmental efforts that did not do it right. Okay? Even if it takes you 100 years by trying to shortcut to success, there's no shortcut to success. You either do it the right way, or if you continue doing it wrong, guess what? In the middle of it, all gonna come in and some more tumble. So I personally believe that if you go to an agency where you feel everything there has been discombobulated, by doing the right thing is to actually draw the line in the sand and approach that place and try to fix it. That's my belief. Even if it costs you to fire everybody and have people go and give people that were already working the first preference to apply, right? But then go through a proper vetting and see exactly who are qualified to be on the job and who are not. Because it's all about efficiency. If the government is not efficient, guess what? I mean, nothing has been done.
Nothing is going to happen.
Right? And I am for giving people opportunity. I'm for giving people a job and stuff like that. But what's the essence of giving people a job if the job that you are actually awarding them, they have absolutely no basic skill of functioning? I mean, like, what's the essence? Then no job is being done.
It's everybody just want to get jobs.
It's just incentivizing job to people because they are Liberians? No. That's why the president is very, very much invested into vocational schooling, other skill development areas where people can actually go and utilize some of these opportunities and make themselves available to future opportunities. That is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But I am totally against saying, oh, don't fire them, they are librarians, or you're taking food off of somebody's table. Guess what? You can keep putting food on people's table. If not doing what they're supposed to be doing, it's not going to move the country forward. One blind, simple as that. In developing a country, there will be some burning. I mean, people have to suffer, you know.
Yeah.
But I'd rather suffer today and enjoy tomorrow than enjoy today and continue to suffer in the future.
Continue to do the same old thing, just in the same old place because we want
right.
food on the table.
Yeah, so that is my position on that.
Welcome, Tatus.
Bro, Tatus, what's up, bro?
I'm good. And you? How today?
Doing well, bro.
So we are on the topic. I don't know if you've been listening to us, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So we were talking about the LTM thing. The house putting a pause on there to because the summer the management team and no one shows up. So they what do you think about this? Do you think is it a good thing to do this, or do you? Well, first of all, what do you think about this whole deal thing that we were talking about, Ture and I? And people are complaining here and there. There are a lot of stories behind it. Some people are doing this because they have their, a personal interest. It's not so much for the Liberian people, like they are making it seem out there, because they're always putting Liberian people, for the Liberian people, but is it really for the Liberian people? So that's what do you think about the whole thing?
Okay. Thank you very much, Ame, for allowing me to even appear on your show. I've been following you guys since
this is your show too. Anytime, yeah.
Yeah. Since 2023, during the election, I've been following you guys on Spoon.
Oh, really?
And
okay.
Yeah, I've been following your Tule, Moruba, and all of Pasco from CBC. Yeah. So in the first place, I'm very thankful to the Almighty God to be here today, and I always thank you guys for what you people doing, and thanks so much for you to open this platform. Thank you very much. Okay, I've been following MTM story. Sometimes people take things like politics. Sometimes too much of politics in this country is not good. They will see the good thing. At the end of the day, they will involve politics inside. And some of them they don't want to see the improvement of this country, especially where someone is also they will just go and start talking different things, saying, oh, this, that, but let's come to the real point. Today, I follow the legislature, they post the order on LTM. Now, a lot of people are protesting and say, oh, when you take the LTM, you give to, or you take the Minister of Transport, you take them, you give to them. They will say, oh, you take in 265 persons from out of job. But this is not the point. Let's look at the reality where they do started. Let's look at it. Then from there now we can start discussing it.
You are muted, bro.
You muted yourself?
Oh my God.
Oh, Liberia.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, so let me see. I'm trying to play this something about access recovery. We still on the access recovery thing, Oture. We are going to 2 years now. We still on it here.
They did.
And they put what the access recovery now reach at now. Everybody doing jubo. They send a letter to the speaker.
Mm-hmm.
So let him know about a few representatives not declaring their assets and recommending that they should be suspended without pay. I said, what for Richard when you want to see another speaker warrior? Well, I'm trying to play that video. Let me see.
You say what? It's across the board. The speaker,
Yeah, first of all, I
nobody's
think
above the law.
say 11 of them or so. Let me see if this is the video.
Nobody should be exempted. And I criticize the
Absolutely.
president on that from the beginning. I'm still going to criticize him or the president as far as today. I mean, the bulk of the blame is on the president. Amy, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm trying to get this thing on. Stream player from the back. So yeah, you can be. I don't know why I try to get it on.
Yeah, this is as simple as ABC.
Right.
You know, it is my government. I mean, I'm the president. I'm not talking about the people up there, the legislature. You know, they obviously.
I don't think you control that.
They are their own people.
Right.
You know, but I'm pretty sure when the president continue to be persistent and consistent with telling people to declare their assets and not giving their portfolio to them before doing that, then obviously there will be a precedent set. But the president allowed these guys to fly around. Some of them been on the job a year now. They have not declared their assets. That is absolutely inexcusable.
No, the president had his team. What were you to write that he gave them? What was it, a week or so that everybody declared their assets? Everybody was suspended everybody, and they all declared their assets. But this is in the House now. This is with the representatives. This have nothing to do with the ministers and stuff like that.
Well, I can almost guarantee you, except someone tell me, except someone prove me wrong, but I'm pretty sure there are some petty ministers that are not declared their assets, or maybe someone that don't have assets.
You still have to declare something. You get $1, you still on your mattress, you still have to declare something.
Or maybe
but go ahead, Tatos, finish your point.
Go ahead,
Even they say you got $100 liberty, but for you to declare your assets, these are people they are lawmakers. They shouldn't be of lawbreakers. Like what I listening to on state radio, like the outgoing Chief Justice. Can you imagine she did not declare her assets?
No way.
She did not declare her assets. Then you have 29 lawmakers plus 12 senators. They not declare their assets. So where are the transparency that they are showing us? Where are the transparency? So these are people that are making laws, and all those are interpreting the law. They have to show all the example, especially the Supreme Court. You can be on the Supreme Court bench, you call yourself Chief Justice, and you don't declare your assets. That's not possible. So they have to try by all costs, let them declare their assets. Like for me, I very support the office of the ombudsman. Let them declare their assets. Thank you.
Yeah, so that's what we we'll see that. We'll see what happened from there. But that is the recommendation from the office of the. Well, are these this guy we were talking about the last time that they were getting paid so much for that job, and that
I did.
The ombudsman. Remember when we talked about them? Ombudsman said they were asking for $10,000
for individual.
Yeah, I think so. What happened to the buyer?
That's ridiculous. Nobody should be getting paid $10,000, bro.
That was not the last price though.
I'm just saying, period. Point.
The man said he would work with a last price. He said that was
president should be getting paid $10,000.
You know how when you go to the market, you can be like any last price. So they were that was just the But why isn't it? What happened to the volume? Hold on. I'm having some technical glitches here, guys. Hold on.
Like, bro, I've not gotten to that stage yet in terms of resource.
Right.
You know.
Oh, there it is. Can you guys hear it now?
Well, they meant.
You've been called here.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
For
to section 12, subsection A and C of the Code of Conduct
He's so
to assist men to perform this function. Under the code, we are to assist once the ombudsman has requested. We will now call on the minister. Along with the honorable son of the judge, join us on the right. Mr. Minister, you're welcome. Please join us up here as we perform. I've called on the minister along with his senior staff and our CSA junior staff representative here to appreciate this call. The lighting in this facility has improved, so is the seating. The furniture are well selected. We believe that the action of the minister, along with his deputies and employees of the ministry, was accommodation. And we think his action, letting this hall, is not limited to the hall, but also the facility. As we drove into the building, we realized the Liberian flag being posted in location that beautify this place. And that enable us to remember that our flags means a lot to us as a nation state. Hence, I award the minister along with his deputy and all employees of the ministry for serving as a reasonable civil servant. A reasonable civil servant, as decided by the ombudsman in the case Republic of Liberia versus Emma Glasgow and all, provides that a reasonable public servant is that public servant that works for the public interest. What we find here, the beautification of this hall is within the public interest. Thank you, Mr. Minister, and thank you for your staff for making this place bright. I now order the human resource representative here for calling it draft for name a certificate of award to your ministry that will be signed by the office of the ombudsman, and it will be used by this ministry in the interest. Now that being said, we would like to bring the attention of the public to the issue of asset declaration. Asset declaration is a key requirement of our law. It requires that all those within the 3 branches of government will declare their asset. And the law requires that once you assume office, within 30 days or thereof, you should declare your asset. Despite that law, there are individuals within the 3 branches of government that are actually non-compliant with the asset declaration regime that is being implemented by the Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission and being monitored by the Office of the Ombudsman. We find today that there are 29 representatives that are yet to declare the asset. Because of that failure to declare the asset, we are accordingly written the Speaker of the House of Representatives to have the representative suspended pending the declaration of the asset. And while they are suspended, their salary should be used for the public interest. We are hoping that the legislature will comply with the law because it requires that all public officials are to be in obedience to the law, like section 4.1 of the Code of Conduct means at all times public officials they have to abide by all laws, regulations, and norms of this country. Despite of that law, representatives have failed to declare the asset as required by law. Hence, those represented names were accordingly submitted to the Speaker. We expect the Speaker to comply by the ruling of the Office of the Ombudsman. Aside from members of the House of Representatives, there are senators that are yet to comply with the asset declaration. Like the representative, the Ombudsman, have accordingly written the Senate Pro Tem to ensure that the 12 senators who are yet to declare the asset as at July 4th will be a coordinated section, but according to have them suspended until their asset will be declared. Because it is the upper house of our country, we need senators that are yet to comply as at July 4th asset declaration. The Honorable Ellis Tyler of Wyoming County, the Honorable Simeon Taylor of Cape Mount, 3, the Honorable Boto Cannon of Babylon, 4, the Honorable Zoe Penna of Grand Gila, 5, the Honorable Thomas Y. Nimland of Grand Gila, the Honorable 6, the Honorable Wellington Smith, Riverside County, 7, the Honorable Quinton Duncan of Summit County, 8, the Honorable Nominee Batikwa, Grand Crew, 9, the Honorable Jane S. Banning, Maryland, 10, the Honorable Sir Joseph Moserado, 11, the Honorable Samuel Koga, Nima County, 12, the Honorable Bill Trotter, Roses County. These senators are non-compliant with the asset declaration regime, and they have been accordingly recommended for suspension to the Honorable Pro Tem. In conformity with the law, we anticipate that the Pro Tem, along with senators that are incompliant, will comply with the Code of Conduct. Within the executive branch, despite of the moratorium provided by the president, that all those who in the executive branch should declare the asset within the time frame, and those who feel some were being sanctioned as at July 4th, there are 150 officials within the executive branch that are yet to comply with the asset declaration.
Say what?
Next thing I'm telling you, Amy.
As a coordinator communicated with the president to have those who are within the executive branch and are yet to comply with asset declaration to accordingly comply in conformity with the president's directive and the law. That is, it should accordingly be suspended until the asset be declared. The judiciary, as at July 4th, the judiciary has complied almost in total. Notwithstanding, there are four public officials within the judiciary that are yet to comply with the asset declaration regime. Those who are yet to comply within the judiciary are as follows. Honor Sanen Giyo, Chief Justice, retired Eagle. His Honor Yusuf D. Kabad, Associate Justice of the Honorable Supreme Court.
This is ridiculous.
3, Her Honor James Eto Ish Wolokoli, Associate Justice of the Honorable Supreme Court.
This is just.
And Her Honor Sanen D. Clinton Johnson, Associate Justice of the Supreme Court. these 4 justices that were just named have failed and have refused to comply with the asset declaration regime. The office of the Ombudsman has a coordinate rating the Chief Justice, the Honorable Yamin Kukui President, to comply, to have these justices comply with the Code of Conduct. By having these justices recommended for suspension pending the declaration of their asset, and they are accordingly fined for 1 month salary deduction for their willful disregard for the law. We would like to report to you a couple of investigations that are being conducted along with.
So, guys, we're gonna stop it right there.
Yeah, I think that's enough.
You okay? So everybody got caught in this net. Nobody said from this.
No, but you said the
Yeah, that's exactly what was the food. It's not food they prepare. I hope you're not stupid.
no, you decided to let the puppet off the hook.
No, but I let it prepare off the hook because what we heard they are all declared their assets.
No, they have not.
Apparently, they have not. We lawmakers or lawbreakers. Let's start it one at a time. The legislature, our lawmakers. Who make these laws, guys? From their house, right? These laws were crafted and something from them, right? So, what are we talking about? I mean, are these people taking Liberia seriously at all? Like people who are supposed to be the one that made these laws are supposed to set on examples. They are the one breaking them. I know we have already said this a lot of times, like, you know, these people don't care about Liberia, they don't care about this, but this is, I mean, the office of the ombudsman is like he just throwing it out there, and I mean, I'm like, what do you guys think about this? It was funny when he started to name the senators, right? But he did not name the House of Representatives. Why do you think is that?
Because it's too long.
Because they're too big, they're too plenty.
Too plenty. It's like
29 of them.
It's like 29 of them. That is just ridiculous, man.
Yeah, let's start with you two, Ray.
Look, let me start first. Ture can come in second.
Okay, welcome.
Thank you very much. Look, you know, the equity that we've been preaching in our Liberian community, in our country, we're always saying, Batarabo. They say he who preaches equity must come with what?
Just come with clean hands.
Clean hands.
Imagine our people who are the chief arbiter of the law.
Yeah.
And in fact, that's the worst one.
That's what I said.
That's
Lawmakers are
in fact, that's the worst one. Because the people who are supposed to be the one that enforcing, because the president enforces the law through the judicial ministry.
Let's do the segment by segment. Let's start.
No, I won't start with a judge because I didn't want to cause that problem.
Ooh.
The four people, there's executive umpa, you know, the president already see some people money before. There are some elements who, you know, the executive is a very, very big.
It's a large, yeah, it's the biggest.
You know, the big. So we'll come to them later. They come to our people who sitting on the bench, they lay particular law, they interpreting that law. Look, it is because the judiciary is very weak. That's the reason why the executive can play yankan and people can, you know, in our balance. If the judiciary was really up to the task, they would have, you know, put the executive in line. Because they say equal but coordinate branches. Not because they say the executive, so that means it is because the way the judiciary have always set up that plate. That's the reason why the executive always playing around. You see, 4 4 associate justices. Not
How
even
many are there? 9 or 12?
there are 4 plus 1 chief justice, right? 4 associate justices
5.
plus 1 chief justice, so there are 5.
There are 5.
They are
Yeah.
5.
There are 5. So 4
That's
out of,
low,
and
though.
4 out of 5.
What
That
about
means
9?
95% of the people who interpret our law at the highest court in the country, they are in non-compliance.
They're the one that said the final arbiter of the
Yeah.
law. The
They
honorable.
They
Why
that
are
can
we
polish
calling
the
these people
law.
honorable anyways? If
They
we're
that
talking
can
about
polish
them
the
breaking the
law.
law.
NCA, those that can polish the law and let the law left, red, left, red, left, red. They are the ones who say we're not going by that thing. You know what, Sanen, you can declare her asset because how she's Nicodemus enter the speaker office to ask for the 20,000. All her bad pay from COVID time.
Well, from
Yeah.
with her being gone, isn't she retired by now?
She retired, but she had to end her the code, the term of the code. It ends in August. August 15 will be the time the code finally. So she retired in this gone month, but the term of the code, the year, I think they said the tenure of the code can end in August.
So
So
will they still be able to hold her by that?
if they want pin her down, they tell her she's taking her August B. They pay for August because her turn end on the 15th. That's the half of the month, so she's entitled to a pay. So if they want pin her down, they say, look, say you now go by the law, you that been preaching the law, hold the chief justice, you're not taking your B for August. But I don't know how. Look, we have to bring back integrity to many of the institutions, because if people in that country were really having integrity, like for instance, the lawmakers, these are the ones who are representing the people. For God in heaven's sake, if you, the main person who representing all, because against people ourselves, that make it we select one person say, oh, go represent all. You go represent all, and then you are a direct opposite of us. Then what we're going to do now? You go there, they tell you, declare as I say, we can know exactly what you in our house, what are you doing, how much you go away. And so after the period of time, we'll go when we go low, we see you become a millionaire, and then we start asking you how you become a millionaire.
He tells you you're rich before you went there.
He start making us story like you get called back telling us today, and you get called back and tell us, I
I wanted to read that list.
I get her in Dubai, I get her on the other side. You know how many learning people I sold the other property to the other learning man, I sold the other property to the other learning man. The man can tell you that one all without the law, because we get no information on the man asset, how he accumulated those asset, where he got all those extra money from. The man said it on state radio more than 100 times. I've never worked in government. My first government work now they go now his first time when he beat Moluba Molu in the district election.
District 10.
District 10 election. When the whole party chairman of CDC came to contest, and you get called back in from nowhere and whipping face down. That was the first time coming into government. So I mean, that is the problem. Look, the problem in Labrador is just so, I don't know, it's systemic until we can go back to the root and cut off all the root. Like what now? I like the bonus of the ambush man. And you know, he came on, he spilled the beans today, he spilled it out. He said, oh, let me call everybody now. And he started calling me the early starter who were involved in B-Ball one saga. And you know, early starter, you know, we already know. So I will not even surprised. As soon as they say Ellis, I say, forget it. Forget it.
So thank you
So,
for that.
I mean,
Let's go to tactics. You know.
Okay. Thank you. You see, these are some of the things I was saying. Like my brother was saying, the Chief Justice, you are the Chief Justice of the Republic of Liberia. You have the last say. You have the last say. Anything you say, that's the final. Why you can't declare your access? What's the main reason that will very make you not to declare your access? These are people that say, oh, because of the speaker so, who will not attend the what? The State of Nation address
Can you
of
imagine?
this year in January. The 5 of them will not attend the State of Nation address. Then today, they are saying, they are telling us they can't declare their assets. Why? Can we hold them accountable for that? Oh, yes, we can hold them because you that interpret the law. If you don't set the example, who will set the example? Who? Who you expect to set the example? So you think that they just only there for the rich people, it's not there for the poor. That's what they are telling us.
That's a good point
No.
because this is why I always try to like when you holding big people according to our a laborious way of saying things, right? Government official, they're big people. When you holding these people
Yes.
accountable, like we've been seeing lately, people their supporters coming up screaming witch hunt, screaming, oh, this one rule of law against their people doing that because they're not used to it. So if we are
Exactly.
stealing these people, then who are these laws for? The ordinary people and not them? If we're talking about corruption, like fighting corruption, and we shouldn't hold these people accountable, then who are we? Or who is the government supposed to be fighting corruption? The innocent people that don't have the jobs, that don't have the money.
That is, but that's a question that we are asking them. You see, these are lawmakers like Sopeno, Elistaro. Why? Sopeno served for a representative 2 terms. Now he's senator. Why you can't declare your assets? Why you running away from?
Something
If
gotta be.
our lepo, if our lepo bella in the bush, the moment that poor person go against the law, the first thing you go in jail.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, where you be? Take one more example. When the allegation came up with it, it's alleged because it has not yet come up with a final with a final ruling. Maybe Blow or the Master Kimaya, they say, oh, that these are wish on. Now, this is the example now that we should be asking. These are or those people, the chief justice, those are making the law and those that interpret the law. They are not doing justice to we the poor people. They are not. If you talk, they'll say, oh, the black people, when they talk for 1 week, they will shut up. When you talk for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, they will forget about it. But when they talk about corruption, they say, oh, we'll fight the corruption. They say, oh, like where are we going with this country? Where?
Mm-hmm. Thank you,
I
my
live
brother.
with you.
Teray?
Yeah, look, this is where some of us stated consistently that Liberia is not a country. But a lot of people beg to vote with some of us. But these are stuff that really frustrates me. So how are we going to move the country forward when people in high position, in high places, not abiding by simple regulatory, rules? I mean, this is absolutely ridiculously insane. That representatives, people that should be role models, people that everybody should look at and actually picture themselves in them, right? I mean, do you know what it means to be a Supreme Court judge? You need to have certain moral, principle, or principles, if you will, to be able to get there. Which means you are one of the best, if not the best in the country.
Mm-hmm.
And when they have 5 of them, 5. You know what I'm saying? So that tells you that you over there, the 5 of you, the entire country, 5 point how many million people we are, I've decided that you 5 of you guys are the best decision makers, are the best in terms of integrity, in terms of moral judgment, that we send you up there. And why are we talking about you not declaring your assets? What do you have to hide?
I mean, is it a fair game if the public assume that they're hiding something? They have stolen.
No, but look, but that's the thing. Do not even give people don't give people the option to have that speculatory mind. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's certain things that you don't want to put people in position to speculate. If you have something to hide, or maybe there's something somewhere that you don't want people to know, because that's exactly what people are gonna, start thinking.
But what else would be the reason?
You know?
Right?
So I'm saying, then you have compromised your position. You have compromised your office. Because if you cannot hire to business regulatory, laws, then what? Like, then what are you telling the rest of us? And if you have senators and representatives out there, and well, we know the people that are really serious about this. America, they were the first people to declare the assets. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? DeLone, those guys declare the assets fast, right? And how about the Sajid of the world, the Thomas Yaya Nimlin of the world, Zoe Pennon of the world, Alex Alumpa is not surprising because he's a living, self-induced, self-decorated.
Hey! On his defense, he said he was clear.
You see, you're clever. What?
That's what he said.
Why is he on the list? Why is he on the list? You were explaining that time. But let me tell you, man. These are some of the.
Do you think it was fair that the representative names were not called?
Well, maybe.
I don't care how long it is. Like, I can understand the executives, 150, well, but this is 129. You call everybody else.
Yeah, because you know what?
Other people.
Those are the bigger brothers. All right, the people up there, they are bigger brothers. So the bigger brothers, if you and I, let's say, for the sake of, you know what I mean, if I'm a big brother, Amy, and we commit or you know what I mean, or violate certain rules and regulation, right? And I owe my cutters, guess what? If she gave you a 15, guess what? I'm taking 25. That's all been the case, because it's almost a case that you should have known better. Or a little brother always look, or a little brother, a little sister always look up to you. So you make the right decision. You know what I'm saying? And you can make the same argument for the people up there. Looking at it that way, we're not even going to waste our time calling these representatives. But let's start with these guys, these 30 guys up there. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a trickle-down effect. If you're not doing your part, guess what? The little guys in the corner, they're not going to do it because they are looking at you.
I don't know if the little guys are looking at the big guys. The little guys are.
Of course, it's always the case. It's always the case. I mean, you might not look at it that way, but the Senate have a superpower more than the House of Representatives. I mean, in any country, that's what it is. That's why they are very.
You think so?
Oh, absolutely, yes. Yes.
The House can summon the president. The House can impeach the president. Well, they gotta get us to impeach
the House of Representatives get power more than the Senate.
You think so?
They got power. Yes, they have the power.
I'm not saying they don't have power. They do have power. They do have power. But I'm telling you, they have power and they have powers. All right. We're not going to start our debate today. Maybe we can start out tomorrow. But I can almost tell you right now, I can almost guarantee you, there's a reason why they did not call that guy number. And I think I and Tatos agree that because the list is long, I can only come to a conclusion saying the list is long. It's 29 of them.
It's 29.
Yeah, 29. And the Senate are what, 12? You know what I mean?
12.
I mean, there's a little
they are 12.
Yeah, there's a little stretch there from 12 to 29. And the Supreme Court, obviously, those who are just 4. Yeah, so
The Supreme Court, you want to tell me that the Supreme Court out of 5, only one person declared their
So
answers?
the Chief Justice
How
declared
would
it
that
last.
possible?
but let me end on this.
Mhm.
The old men need to do better. Almost
Sure.
100 president and executive have not declared their assets.
150.
That is absolutely ridiculous. That should
After
not
he
happen.
gave, but like the ombudsman said, after he told
Yeah.
them, and some people were suspended. So what we heard here, what they have all declared their access. So
Well,
that means they lied about it.
it is
So this should
absolutely
be-
inexcusable for
Yeah.
that to happen.
There's not
I'm
an
sorry.
excuse. So that means they lied about it, and I think something should be
But
done.
there's somebody
All those
is
months,
not
somebody need to lose their change.
somebody is not putting time on them. But back to you, Amy.
Thank you. Welcome to the show, Morris.
Thank you, Amy. Thank you,
Were you-
guys.
Were you
Is that-
listening?
Yeah, I've been listening, but if it's time for me to come in, is it time for
Yeah.
me to come? All right. I really want to start by responding to an argument that started last night, and
Well,
our bro.
we're talking about something different here right now.
Today you thinking about it yesterday.
Bossman, I got a training. When you come on the show, you got something in your chest you want to clear out.
Yeah, but you
Am
keep
I-
little, so nothing on your mind right now. when we start at 9, when we start at 8, your time, and I think you can tell us what's on your mind. But when we're in the middle of it, something that almost closing, no, we're not doing what's on your mind. We have to flow with the topic because we're already late. Plus,
Go
Amy
straight
not
to the
here anyways.
That man know the protocol. The man just want to try something.
So I thought when you joined the show, you got something you want to, but no problem. Seeing the moderator say no problem. I hope I had the time. I hope I had the time to see get
Come
it
early
out.
tomorrow. Or you can
Huh?
do that in your closing. Come early tomorrow. You can do that when you're closing. You got choices here, man.
All right, yeah, but it's fine. It's all right. Anyway, the house. I don't know the topic, but the house can initiate the house can only initiate impeachment. The house cannot impeach. The Senate has to do the impeachment. If the Senate does not do the impeachment will not hold everywhere.
The
The
House
house,
impeach, the Senate
Yeah.
does the trial to remove.
Who impeached the cabinet Janet?
are coming out. The house can. Are coming. The house can only initiate the impeachment. When they initiate impeachment, it goes before the Supreme it goes before the Supreme Court. In that case, the lower house got nothing else to do. It's the Senate. The Senate now has the power to do the impeachment before the Supreme Court. That's why
the House can impeach the president.
I come
And then the Senate does the trial to remove the president from office.
That's
but
what
the
I
president
said.
can be impeached, but it cannot be removed if the Senate don't remove you. But you can,
That's
if the House impeach you, you can still be impeached. But
All right.
if you're talking about remover, if the Senate
right.
do something convict, something to remove her, then you can still be impeached, but you can still serve.
All right. You finished?
I'm just want to make that clear.
Good. Good. The house, you can see it that way, but when you say the house can initiate impeachment. When they initiate impeachment, it goes before the Senate. It goes before the Supreme Court for the trial. In that process, for you to leave office, the Senate has to decide that. It happened in the case of Cabinet Janet. It happened even in America. Yeah, the Senate, the House, they initiated the case. When you went before the Senate, how they call it, sir, the president still remain in power. In the case of Bill Clinton, in the case of Trump. So that's the case. They can only initiate when they initiate impeachment, the impeachment process. Now, when it goes before the Supreme Court, the Senate now has to decide to do the final impeachment for you to either stay in office or for you to leave office. That's how it works.
Okay, if you want to call it impeachment when you remove, then that's go.
Yeah,
but when the House does it, it's impeachment.
No, yeah, but
it's remover.
Yeah, but we're all saying the same thing in different way. What I'm saying here is that the House, when they initiate the impeachment process, right? in that instant, okay, we have already initiated the impeachment process. They have nothing else to do. The Senate now has to decide as to whether that person stays in power or not. Because if you just do
That's what I'm.
impeachment,
Okay, let's move on. Let's just.
yeah,
I understand him. I understand the point he coming on.
right.
Let him. Go ahead.
Right, right. So that's thank God you understand me. They got 30 senators in the house. They now will decide. In that case, the lower house or the House of Representatives, their own work is done. They can't do anything else. For that person to stay in power or not, the Senate has to do that decision. They have to make that decision. They have to decide. That's how it works. I think everywhere. That's how it works. But I don't know the topic you guys were really on. I heard you guys talking about
So
declaration access.
impeachment trial been there for 5 minutes.
That- That's what I'm. That's what I mean. You guys talking. I also how you guys talking about declaration of access and stuff like that. So
That's what we was on. We were on a declaration of acts to the ombudsman.
but I mean, tough for me. Well, because I came late.
No, yeah. You're gonna school later again with you. But yes, the ombudsman came up with a list today from the executives. Well, that's the 3 branches of government. You have people still in there that still haven't declared the assets yet. In the House of Representatives, you have 29 persons, and then the Senate you have 12. The judiciary you have four, right? And then the executive of all, the big Board of Rights, you have 150 persons, people. So that's what we were just on here kind of, trying to stomach, starting from the House. These people who make the laws, who was supposed to be like you, if your father in your home, you're telling your child, don't do this. This is not good. Don't smoke. Don't drink. Don't do drugs. Then right in front of the child, you go in there, taking it in. What do you expect? Is that law only for the child alone? And aren't you supposed to be setting an example? If drugs is so bad, why are you doing it? Like our children will say, well, why are you doing it too, mommy? But yeah, this is what we're on. What is your thought on that? What lawmakers or lawbreakers?
Well, the declaration of access is a law. And when something becomes a law, that means it is binding upon those who are supposed to uphold to that law. So for the executive and all these agencies, they have heads of all these agencies that's supposed to enforce that declaration law. Like for the executive, it's only the president that can enforce that law to say all the people that are appointed, because the president is the only person that everybody in the country voted for. That's why he got the power to appoint over thousands of people. Because every other president, the whole country did not vote for them. Like for the senators are only voted by their counties. Representatives are only voted by people within their constituency. But when it comes to the president, everybody in the country voted for the president. So these agencies have their own head to enforce that declaration of access. I said, for the president has the power to enforce, to make sure all the people that he appointed supposed to declare the access. When it comes to legislate, when it comes to the legislature, it's kind of difficult because all the people that there are elected by their own constituency. I'm not sure whether the speaker has the power.
The ombudsman wrote a letter to their heads. He wrote a letter to the speaker to suspend those people who are not yet declared assets, and then he wrote a letter to the pro tem to suspend those senators without pay, the House without pay, and until they can declare the assets.
Yeah, normally
we know that the president is in charge of the executives. And then he wrote the chief justice for the judiciary. So from there.
Yeah, normally that's how it works. When you file a complaint in the legislature, you have to forward that complaint to the head, to the speaker. In the Senate, to the Senate pro tem. That's how it works. Besides the ombudsman, besides the declaration stuff, for you to file complaint in the House, you have to address that letter, that complaint to the head of the of the both houses. So that's our work. The point I'm making is that I don't know whether even the speaker, I don't know their own law has to, relate to the declaration of assets, because mind you, in the house, they all got equal powers. The only thing is that the speaker is the head of the house. He presides over the house. So I don't know whether the speaker has the power to enforce, to say, my man, go and declare your assets. I don't know whether the speaker, the Senate pro tempore has the power to say, you know what, my man, you got to declare your assets. The same thing with the judiciary. But I think for the executive, there's no excuse, because you're the president, you appointed the people, they work for you. You can fire them away. So I think the heavy burden lies on the president, because he appointed the people to enforce and to say, my man, if you can't declare your assets, you have to resign or I fire you. I think the only thing we can do, even though it's not common in Liberia, the only thing we can do as people is to compel our people that we voted for, because there's only one type of democracy right now, representational democracy. Pure democracy doesn't exist. I'm not sure whether it exists anywhere right now, where everybody go represent themselves. No. Group of people decide, say, you know what, Mr. Fambole, you go and represent us. So I think those people has the power to enforce their representative to do something. So, I mean, it's a difficult issue, though. It's really a difficult issue. I don't know whether the speaker has any, power to actually force anybody to declare the assets, or likewise the Senate pro tempore or the Chief Justice, because all of them on that bench, they all got equal right. The only thing is that they all get equal power. The only difference is that the Chief Justice preside, he's the head. So it's really kind of difficult. But like I said, we can put more pressure on our president, because he appointed these people. He got the power to fire them and to keep them there.
Yeah. So but even though they all are equals, but I think they have laws or rules in there that govern them. So that's the point of having a head. You appointing somebody, voting for somebody to be your head. I think they have rules for that one. I think how they handle that, and I'm pretty sure the ombudsman knows that. That's why they wrote, these communications to those heads that govern those entities. But yeah,
I mean, you see,
Morris, thank you.
Yeah.
We'll come back to you.
No problem.
Do you think we should have this in the law? We should, or they should amend these laws saying that these access declaration needs to be done before you get hired, kind of like with the executive, before you take that office. While you're going for what is the name? Confirmation. All of that should to kind of avoid what we are seeing now, and with the lawmakers, before you get like Delon's always does when he going to get I don't know, swear in, is that what it is in the Senate? So have that there already. Do you think that's something that we should ask our people to do?
As for me, if I come be in that capacity serving as a president, in the first place, Chukwaka playing reluctant with them, because in the first place, he gave them the first warning. He suspended some of them that until you declare your access. Now,
that was
some of them up to now. Yeah. So but now, if I will come be in that capacity, I will not warn you again. Immediately, I will fire you straight. The executive, I will fire you immediately. No need, because what village are you hauling that you don't want to declare your access? You know very well that before even going for confirmation, you're supposed to care. But these are some of the things that we can be discussing about the Senate, the lawmakers. Because before you go for the confirmation, the moment you appear for the confirmation, these people, your asset declaration is supposed to appear in front of them. These are some of the things these are the first things that they're supposed to ask. You ask the person, let them show what they have and whatsoever or they left in or they have in the cupboard. But they don't ask them because they themselves they don't declare their assets. Only few. Now, thank God I've only 12 have not yet declared their assets. So we are only appealing to them that the Senate should take that in consideration, that each time when someone go for confirmation, before they confirm them, the person should present their what, their asset declaration paper.
Well, if the Senate hands is getting caught in the cookie jar, do they
But
have
these
that?
are some of the things.
Do they
But
have
that was
anybody else for their?
but that was I'm saying, because they don't settle they are the same. They don't declare their assets. So for them to even ask them, they will be ashamed. And you see there? So these are some of the things. Let's go to the lawmaker. Like Yege Korba. I don't even expect him that. Yeah, seriously. I don't even expect him that to someone to say, okay, I don't declare my assets. 24 hours he causing foolish noise around here. Whole day he causing, he goes so he talk all out of boo. But you go in the district. Go in Yege Korba district for him to show you one single thing. Pin. He will not tell you say, oh, I don't want to do it. Even Hempom. Keke Koroba will not show to you and say, oh, lama will approach it there. But any money come in the house there, he will hold it and collect it. All his children be laughing in Ghana. Then he say, a lawmaker are transparent. Then go and say he can be contest for president in 2029. I'm happy that he will contest for 2029 or for presidential. No, sir, but I want to mess it. And see that you already corrupt.
Is that a campaign that he's running right now? Because he's all over.
Oh yes. Oh yes, I think I heard yesterday. He reached here. He came from Lofa. He said, even today, say he have a press conference saying that if 2029 he declare as president elect, the past and the current official, the past and the current official, they will not go. They will not go out of the country. He will close the border. They will not go. They will not go out of the country. They will be there until he get there, and all of them, he will send them to court. Granted, it's a good decision, but what example that you showing to us that will encourage us that today, when Jege go there, he will do something better than other people.
Right.
What he will show to us? Nothing. Only to cause us to be insulting. Would that be possible? No.
Oops. So Morris, with the executive right now. Oh, I was supposed to go to you. Like I've been there. You keep going. All right, Morris.
How did I get kicked out of the show?
I have no idea, Bobby. I don't know how it happened. But listen, so this is my question to you, Ture. So with this thing, the executive, after the president has given them 2 warnings already, 150. I don't know. Are you thinking like me? Is it a disrespect at this point to the president? Should we say?
Well, I'll tell you what. This is definitely on the president. You cannot write this any other way. It's on the president, and I know very well there's a lot going on. There are a lot of meetings, a lot of travel. Sometimes you get distracted by some of these things, and besides, some of the lower level, ministers and employee and executive, but look, I mean, we know very well it don't matter what are you going to work in the White House. Even though you work in the White House, that's a different security measure they have to go through. But if you getting an employment in this country, I mean, you know how rigorous that is, right? You have to do your biometrics. You have to go through the child line and all that other stuff, right? And you will never ever start job. You never start your employment, if you don't satisfy all of the above. So let's say it was the same procedure being sort of like made available in Liberia, where if you don't declare your assets, if you don't do all of these things, you're not starting.
So that's what I was asking Titus. Do you think that we should have this in the confirmation process? Like while you're going for confirmation, you should already have all of these things in your folder. It's kind of like a job interview, like you said. Instead of waiting for them after that, they take office and they have to, on their own, all willy-nilly do it. Since we're not seeing them doing it, we have to babysit them. She would be in a, confirmation.
Well, I totally agree. But whatever means necessary. Look, if you are any prospective government job seeking person, even in a country, not even in government, if you are seeking employment, I will hope that you will have your resume readily available with you, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so as your asset recovery in the case of government, because that's part of the criteria, that's part of the that's one of the things that you need to satisfy before you know what I mean? Because people want to know. But I mean, library is just a funny set of thing, man. It's ridiculous. These are stuff that should be absolutely. If the president running on a mantra of trying to fight corruption, but guess what? This is what that helps you fight corruption. Mm-hmm. This is one of the major steps that helps you fight corruption. You want people to declare before coming in. That way you know very well that Tatos is coming in. Tatos got 2 lots somewhere. Tatos got, $5,000 in your bank account. Morris coming with this. Morris got their property. Yeah, he got this. Yeah, right? Then the man come in. Then when the man leaving tomorrow, people can say, okay, Morris got this, Morris got that.
Right.
But if you don't do that from the beginning, now the administration is going on 2 years into this. How are you able how are you able now to, I don't even know what to say. There is no way now you can actually, it's not late, and we can actually understand if someone working at a lower ministry making $1,000 on no way in life that person can right. come to clean, $100,000 worth or something.
Your lifestyle.
Right, but at the same time, we still have to go by the book. Yeah. It's part, it's part of it, and let's do it. It don't matter. We all drive in this country. We stop at the stop sign, right? And we wait for the red light. These are all part of the rules and regulations in driving. You can't say because I'm rushing or because no police officer at the red light so I can get past. No, it's part of the regulation. You can't work. You need to declare assets. Mm-hmm. You can't say because I'm making $150 a month, so asset recovery. No, you still have to declare assets. So long you're working for government and taxpayer paying you. And this is where these are some of the areas that I really get frustrated about people. We are paying you, taxpayer paying you your salary. You have to do everything by the book. If you don't want to do that, go work in the private sector where you can regulate yourself. But if you're going to work in government, you need to declare assets. And for the fact that we got people in the executive that up to today's day, almost 150 of them, that is absolutely alarming.
Yeah.
Back to you, Amy.
Morris.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, same question to you. Should this be a requirement before? I know it's a requirement now, but at confirmation, should we have these? And would the lawmakers, should we also have them present this before they go sit in a chair, in a seat, as they come to the, to the stool or to the gate to put their hands up, sweating and all of that? Like they don't always does it.
I think the law is already there. All we need to do as people is to enforce the law, because you see, naturally,
that's another way of enforcing it. So we got to babysit these guys.
I think the laws are there. Liberian got one of the best laws. The problem is enforcement, implementation of the laws. Naturally, we human beings, we don't like to follow rules. There's a Greek philosopher, I think Plato. Plato said, a good citizen does not need a law to do the right thing, but a bad citizen will find an excuse even when there's a law. Yeah, not naturally. What I mean is naturally, when a bad citizen, a good citizen, he will see the play clear. He will not stand there to pee. You say, but this place, that's not the place for me to stand. But a But a bad citizen will say, but what the Lord has said, nobody must stand your people here. You know what I'm? Yeah, that's bad citizen. They will always look for a way around the law. You see, what's the Lord has said, nobody must pass here. Even though people are not supposed to pass there, but you want to see what the Lord has said, nobody must pass there. So you see, there's the implement. There are laws. The laws are there. The asset declaration is the law that says before you take over, before you even enter office, you should declare office. After 3 years, you redeclare. When you leave office, you declare again. And falsification of declaration is a crime. You can go to jail. Meaning, if you got $10 and you say you got $20 or you got $1, it's a crime. You can go to jail. So the laws are there. All we need to do is we just need to put more pressure on our public officials to just abide by this law.
Is there any law there that say if you don't declare your assets for the lawmakers now, this will happen and that will happen? Do we have any laws that say that? What will happen if they don't declare their assets? I know the executive, the president has the right to fire them, he can fire them whenever. But what about the ones that we elected? The ones that are supposed to be the lawmakers who put a pen to that paper. Is there any law there that's saying that if you don't, because they said as the amendment says, the law, right?
Yeah.
So do we know that they have anything there to hold them by?
Yeah, the laws, the first thing, the laws are there. The interpretation might be different, but the laws are said that the law says before you take office, you should declare assets. Meaning before you take office, you should declare assets. Right? I think there's a grace period. But before that grace period elapsed, you should declare asset. You remember when Joe Weah declared asset the dying minute? I think there's a 6-month grace period. So the law says there's a grace period. I think 6-month grace period. When you take office, 6-month grace period to declare assets. So after that, if you fail to declare assets, there are penalties that you're supposed to face. The laws are there, but like in the house, that's what I say. It's kind of difficult because in the house is a political ground, and I can tell you that for a fact. The only thing the people can do in the house there, probably when they get out one speaker for whatever reason, they remove one speaker, one senior pro temple. But I can tell you that for a fact. You would never hear them export anybody. They got the laws. The laws are there. The lawmakers has the power to export one of their members. To expel one of their members, they got the power to do it, but they will not do it because why? They say rope, hop, bush, something. If they do it to one person, they will do it to another. They will continue doing it to another person, so they will never do it. So the laws are there, and that's why our laws need to be rechecked time to time, because laws are made for the time, for the current time. As time goes on, we need to change our laws. The problem with us in Liberia, we got old laws. We don't upmake our laws. We don't change our laws. Since 1986, Liberia is one of the countries that have not amended their constitution in totality. No, America. I think the last time America amended their constitution, in the 1992 or 91 or 27, they have amended their constitution to the 7th time. I think in Sierra Leone, 92. Other countries, but us, we made one law. We just hold on to that law.
Well,
This laws are there.
we're fighting war, we're killing each other. So
That war thing finish ever since almost 20 years now. That war thing finish. So again, before I turn over to you, the laws are there. It's just a matter of implementation. It's just a matter of enforcing the laws. But the laws are there. Before you take office, declare. Before you leave office, declare. 3 years in office, you declare. They got 6-month grace period. The laws are there.
Thank you, Morris. So yeah. So I think we exhausted our topic already. And I hope the president will take some actions. I'm pretty sure he will when he gets to know about this. But yeah, this video I was telling you guys about, and I said this video that excited me when I saw it. Let's play this video, and then from there we can. Oh,
this is one of the biggest investments here in Liberia at the moment. We are now proud of ourselves that we can produce slippers in our country. And we need not to go to China to buy slippers and bring it to Liberia. And we produce it right here in Monrovia, Liberia. And this is a machine. And this is the production factory here. because we see West African and people Liberians working here, giving job opportunities to many Liberians. The president clearly stated that he was going to provide more job opportunities for Liberians. And this is one of the goals in his administration. And the workers here are well grateful. Government of people Liberia for the President, the Excellency Joseph Boakai, Vice President Jeremiah Kwanku, under the leadership. You see this mass production of slippers here in Monrovia. My name is Darius Kiriemi. I'm now a journalist. I'm a former journalist. I decided to do this as a promotional stop.
I'm not a journalist, just so you know. Just to throw that out there. I'm a former journalist. But guys, you think he did justice to this video because I wanted to hear about who this, plan was for this factory was for and who's running it. And I think we need to I would do a little digging to know about it and stuff. That's what I wanted to hear about, the person who's doing it. We all know it's under the leadership of President Joseph Boakai and Jeremiah Kwanku, but who's running this stuff? But seeing this, I was like, so what? This is Liberia? I was excited, guys. I know you guys seen it today too as well, but what is this like? What is this? Let's start with you, Morris. Seeing this video, or should we start with Tata's like in Liberia for something go off?
It doesn't matter. Tato can start. It doesn't matter.
Go ahead, Tatas.
You're muted. Unmute yourself.
There you go.
Okay. Am I okay? Okay. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to appear on your show. I hope that I am continuing or I will be given the opportunity at any time.
You're welcome.
Anytime. Okay. Thank you. I'm very happy for me to even see that video. If that's true that Liberia is producing slippers, that is my first time seeing that. That's my first time seeing that. Yeah. So if that's true that Liberia is producing slipper and other stuff, we are happy for that. So yeah, thank you very much. Have a good night.
Oh, Maybury?
Yeah. Something very good.
My man, they're closing, my man.
I know you're late in Liberia.
Well, I don't know. Let me put this just in case. If anybody will call to put a number out, or we can be doing our closing. What happened? Because now we can be waiting for people to call. They don't call. But just in case.
Yeah, that's fine. We 2 hours, 30 minutes in the show. So.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. Morris.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good thing. Look, all we need as a country is to have a stable country. When you have a stable country, you will see all these things, these factories, other stuff. Look, the whole of Ghana's Way is an industrial zone. That's why you have all this chicken soup factory, onion factory, battery factory, cement factory. That whole area is an industrial zone.
So the names of this thing named after factories that used to be there?
Because
the name of the community. Or because
they don't need enough for you.
They let me have my time. Yeah, that area is considered like an industrial zone. So I mean, when we have a stable country, you will see all these things. Shoe factory is exciting because it happened under this government because the government has stabilized, the country. Everything is normal. Look, there's no government that can employ everybody. It's not possible. All people want sometimes it's just peace, just the enabling society for them to be able to make it. That's all. So we just hope that the rescue government continue on the path, creating the enable society for people to be able to to explore. You will see most of these things. You will see a lot of most of these things.
So that was your closing?
No, that's not my closing.
Your closing. Go in with your.
That
You want
that
me
was
to?
just that was just
Yeah,
his position on the video, but
on the video. Yeah, that's not
but,
my.
but I
But
totally
anyway,
agree. I totally agree, Maurice. At the end of the day, government should not be the sole kind of like entity that employ everybody. I think if you ask me, government should be the less or at least the least employer in a country. But again, depending on how the country is set up and how private sector has been dormant for generation now, you see to it that everybody flood to be on government payroll. Everybody, including even lawyers, bro, people that have profession, people that can survive in the private sector, don't want to still want government job. That's how, I'm telling you. You can see the other man, Lovakane, that day, he saying coming explode. A whole lawyer, man, that can survive by just being, in your own area, but yeah, that person still on government job. It speaks volume. But this, like Maurice alluded, this thing's gonna happen because this government has created an enabling environment, an environment full of distraction. Void of distraction, an environment suitable for business and opportunities, right? So other people come, other people establish companies. It's gonna happen because a safe environment attracts money, attracts business, attracts innovation. But what the government need to do now is to just, obviously improve on individuals' experiences, right? People that are coming, let government help enhance their productivity. Let government help them get some modern missionaries. Let government help them, infuse some capital in their business so that because when government do that, it's like America here. Once you come up with a good idea that can, impact society and stuff like that, the U.S. government will, they'll push money, for research and all that stuff. That's all you need to be doing. Find these brilliant people that are, people that are industrialized and stuff like that. Help them, gain capital and through that they too will be able to hire people. Look at the system that are working on it. Somebody man and somebody sister and working on it. They can actually whatever little money they make on it, they can take care of themselves. And that right there, they can be able to take care of their grandma and their family down the line. So, I love this. This is definitely something that we're gonna start seeing more of.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really, but that, oh, this is nice. Like, but to be real though, I know people always advocating for us. They got some Liberian business owners and like can afford to do these things, but not everybody. Right? Not everybody can afford to do this. And y'all know I would say what nobody want to say, right? Y'all know us Liberian, we don't get along with joint venture thing. They can't do it.
Yeah.
They always in chair. They can't do it. So it's very hard for one person to. It's only a few. Fortunate people who have the resources to do this, right? So that's why every time I put talking about, oh, you have to do it for a Liberian business. Got to be the Liberian, got to be the one to do the Liberian. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, do they have the? Why we encourage, we fight for these things to be done by Liberians. We also got to be honest. Liberian cannot do everything in the country. We got to be honest about that. But this is something good. I don't know if this is Liberian owned. That's why I say he didn't do the video. Justice to say whether it was Liberian owned or factory or it was owned by some Lebanese or Indian or somebody that we don't know yet, right?
From the look of things, it looked more than likely
important, right?
It looked that Liberian.
Yeah, so it's a good thing, but either way, it's still a good thing. People working, they got jobs. That's a good thing, and we are happy about that. So since you wanted to do your closing after this, let's go right, Morris. Go ahead to your closing, and let's go home.
Yeah, let me do my closing in a minute. And so, I think the platform. This should be my third night on the show. Platform like this, they are while listening. Cover people listening. When you're on the media, you're not only talking to yourself. I'm on the show today. We are 3, but there are thousands of people out there that are listening, that will come and listen after. So, the brother, one of the panelists on the show, Anthony, said something that Kofi was misplaced. The government, a lot of people misplaced. Kofi was not supposed to be national security advisor because he got no military, national. I said no. So I came back to say no. That's not. That's
you
not
mean
true.
yesterday?
Yeah, yesterday. I said no. That's not true. To be a national security advisor to the president, you don't have to be a military man. No, just got basic knowledge, work in government, have other knowledge in other areas. The brother be damned. That's not true. He went all over the place in Saco. So today he came in the chat room and posted a whole lot of stuff in the chat room, and even left a recording in the voice recording chat room, said that we should apologize. I think the brother fumbled and I should apologize and stuff like that. Look, just for education purposes, not for you guys, but for the while listening. And this is what I said. Sometimes you bring your own witness and the witness turn against you. I wish I had enough time and he was here. The man's own research that he did on Kofi, what qualifies you to be national security advisor? It's just exactly what I said. Look, the way our laws are structured, and this is what I was telling him, there are certain positions you don't have to be expert in that area. The law state that there are certain areas you must have a knowledge in that area. Take for instance, defense minister, you don't have to be military man. A civilian can be defense minister. A chief of staff, you must be a soldier man. That's why when we dissolve our army, they appoint a ECOMO Nigerian man. Because why? There was nobody fit to be appointed as a chief of staff. But yet we have defense minister, Brandon Samoka. That's how the law works. To be a justice minister, a chief justice on the bench, or the Supreme Court bench judges, you must be a lawyer. These areas, you are specified, but other areas, not necessary. I'm trying to tell this brother that that's how it works. The man went all over the place. That's not true. Because of this politics and stuff like that, sometimes they don't even take their own time to just say no. I mean, we're all in a learning curve. We're all learning every day. There's nobody has master in everything. Master in the area. Even the area you master in, there are some limitations in that area where you master in. It's always the case. Just for the brother to say, oh, but I misspoke. Okay, I will go and, I didn't know that. The man hold on the ground up. That's no way. And just for the sake of the platform. Kofi, just why he went, when he doing his own research, this and that, he came with the same thing that I said. Just got a basic knowledge, work in government, got an experience, do a comprehensive analysis of issues. Get exactly what I said. And he went in the chat room today, said a whole lot of things. The man left a whole lot of recording and stuff like that. I mean, just for the sake of the platform. Again, they are just starting position. I mean, we've been around for a long time. We don't just speak because we just speak. They are just starting position. You don't have to be, again, defense minister, civilian can be defense minister. Police director, you don't have to be a police officer to be a police director. So probably he didn't know all these things, So I will end it up there. I hope to join you guys tomorrow and any other time. We're here. I think we will be coming here. We'll continue to be coming here. Yeah.
Well, thank you. Yeah, sometimes obviously common sense, like even in the US, not everybody that a chief advisor, security advisor to the president has to be, or graduate of West Point or something like that. Nah, I mean, once you have exude certain level of leadership in government, years of experience, you can be a good advisor. I mean, that's what it is. You don't have to be a military personnel to be able to do that. But again, we're always learning new things. But yeah, great show, absolutely phenomenal. We're gonna come here and and give our low perspective on issues. We are not masters of the subject matter. Obviously, we just give our low kind of understanding in how things should work, and then criticize where we feel fit. And hopefully, people in high places will listen to some of our recommendations. And that's why. And at the end of the day, this is for Liberia and Liberians. Please, Amy, always try to put the link down there. You can join and be one of the panelists. If you're tired listening to us and disagreeing with us plenty, or you think I don't make no sense at all, and come on the show. Let's debate the issues. Come on the show. If you're watching us on YouTube, come through. Facebook, obviously, come and let's discuss the issues. You never know. This is how I'm able to connect with Amy. Even though Morris, he and I have been knowing each other for a while. But Amy, Moba, and the rest of the guys, it was through this that we were able to build family. And Sandy, Vasco, George from Australia, Raymond. I mean, the list goes on, man. So these are places where you really come to not only social connect, but also social network and get exposed. Someone walking like bro today, you would think we went to high school there. I got no connection. I didn't go to no high school like bro. I have no connection there whatsoever. But I bounced into the everybody like I walking down the street like to But you know what? Just because of these things. So come, let's discuss the country. Thank you, Amy. Thank you for the phenomenal job of hosting, Amy. You're doing a good job.
No, you're doing it next week. So just sharpen your time. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Morris, for that clarifying. Well, he's not here, so I almost took on my recap yesterday to read from these two.
Oh, really? What happened yesterday? They gave you hard time?
Yes.
Who? What gave you hard time? I'll go for that person.
Anthony, but the whole confused thing, it was a big, argument and like back and forth thing. So, but yeah.
Anthony never go without the emotion, right?
So yeah, thank you guys. Thank you, Tatas, for joining us today. You're welcome. And anytime you want to come on, I know it's kind of hard with the data issue with y'all. And we're fighting. We're trying to get us on the radio for you guys who can, watch us now because of the data issue. And we're looking into that also. And you guys are awesome. You rock for staying up with us. Thank you, Lane Lockwell. Thank you, John Hina. Thank you. Let's give you a put on the stage. Wilson, Francis, Tier. That's it, right? For you, like I always said, for you who are not the same, thank you for coming on. All the people who are not commenting, who names we cannot see, we appreciate you also for coming and hanging out with us in this community. This is the like I said, independent, right? We come here all the time to talk about Liberia. Like Turia has already said, we're not getting paid for it. We just love doing it for our country. We sit up here and we saw how things were going. We didn't like it. We decided to talk to our people and see if they'll listen to us, and that's what we do. We come in, so then we enjoy doing it. We like it, so we try to do all the time. And this is all of our business. We can't just sit there and just be talking. Oh, like people like that they will like bro, not be there. Like bro, God forbid. You have to, do your part, your civil duty, right? Talking, trying to convince somebody to do the right thing, and holding the government feet to the fire, government opposition, whatever. So that's what we come in to do. Then we encourage you to be involved. We encourage you to kind of, engage with us when we're doing it, when we're on here. If you don't want to come up here, if you still came or shy like Amy was, You can still comment, watch us, share the show, share it, continue to share it because after we leave, people still watch it. Share it. And subscribe on our YouTube, Liberia Watch News on YouTube and Facebook. And continue to support us. Let us break that generational curse of Liberian people don't like to support Liberian people. They only like the gossip. They only like the cussing. They only like the something. We need to break that curse. This is about our country. We don't have to be here and be the perfect kid and be cussing ma or cussing pa or cussing or coming here degrading each other before you want to watch us. It's just about Liberia. We don't it should be enough because we all love Liberia. Our beloved Mama Liberia that is trending right now. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. And let's do this. This is our community. Let us all make it work. Right? Thank you so much for that. I say good night and see you guys willing tomorrow. Good night, you guys.